But there must be a point, mustn't there? Because otherwise I simply wouldn't be here, out doing another solo wild camp in the wood in this area here once again. Hi, I'm Warren Brand and welcome to another Linleys video. But I've got a bit more of a walk, probably about 10 more minutes in this direction. Dive off to the side to find my campsite, and perhaps when I get back to you I'll find a convincing reason as to why I'm out here again in the woods. That's not to convince you, and certainly not to convince me, but I guess just for the record. Anyway, a little bit more, the light is going, and I'll get back to you in a short time. Well, the kettle's on. It does hiss a bit, my Dragonfly, MSR Dragonfly, but it's a good burner. Kettle's a bit on the big side as well, isn't it, really? It's only got a little bit of water in, but it's a bit big. Nice, cheers, nice hot chocolate. Oh yeah, I like a hot chocolate when I set up a tent and I'm all in and sorted. Right, what's for dinner then? Let's take a quick look. Right, to start off with, let's look at these burgers. I've got two burgers here, probably have both of them. They're right on the end of the sold by date, end of January, so I picked them up as a slightly discounted rate. So two burgers to sort of fry off in my frying pan. I haven't got a real fire, so I'll just fry them off in my frying pan. To go with that, I got some veg, red pepper in here. I got some mushrooms to chop up. I've got an onion, bit of salad and cheese to go on the burgers. And I've got two just kind of slightly brown grainy rolls as well. And look over here, I got a couple of abbots for later on. But I'm really not in a rush. Just gonna finish my hot chocolate, chill for a bit, maybe crack open a beer, and I got some veg chopping to do, get that rizzled up, chuck the burgers in. Easy days, no stress, no dramas. I've had my hot chocolate, so I think it's time to kind of get into action with a bit of chopping and rizzling and cooking and sorting out. So let's get on with that, I think. Cheers. This is a feast. Where do I start? Let's have a bit of the veg. Oh, I might need two hands on these little burgers. Mmm. 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 Well, this really is a feast. I'm not sure the salad and the veg quite goes, but is it missing something? Maybe it could do with a bit of sauce, or don't know. Anyhow, leave me be for a bit, and I'll slowly finish this and get back to you in a bit. Yeah. Oh, cheers. Oh, nice. Well, I didn't quite finish all the my burger bun, ate all the meat, and there's a bit of veg left, but I'm done. Just going to finish beer, chill. I might have another hot chocolate later. Cheers. Oh, lovely. Lucky with the weather, actually, because the forecast was for showers this evening. And apart from a bit of a shower while I was driving, I had about, 45 minutes, not an hour's drive, to get to the place where I parked my car, near a pub. There was a bit of a rain shower there, but I've been lucky since. So whether it's going to completely clear now, or whether we'll have some showers in the night, I don't know. I don't care, really, because I'm in my tent and it can do what it likes. There's no wind expected. The temperature should be around about 6 or 7, so it should be really mild. Although I am fully layered up. For the time being, well, I've got a bit more beer. I shall relax and chill. I know I haven't answered that question yet. Why bother? Why am I out? Is there an answer? Is there actually an answer? Just because. But there is. I'll come up with an answer. I'll tell you in a bit. Oh, let's have a bit of a stretch. I've been in my tent for, I don't know, over 3 hours now, so it's going to be a long night. Got the last bit of beer as well. Oh, it's a dark night. I can't see any stars. Just cloud cover above. I don't know if there's any moon. Probably not, actually. Not that I can see, anyway. Oh, it's nice, though. Same spot that I've been a few times before. So this is the very end of January. I've left it a bit late, really. Been a bit busy during January, really. Family stuff. All good. Really good, actually. But been a bit busy. So I've left this January camp really to the last possible time, really. The weather's been rubbish. Cold. Well, I don't mind the cold, but wet. the ground here is really boggy. Fortunately, this little patch here that I like is slightly higher up, so it's reasonably well drained. But a bit more beer, and then I'll get back into my tent. Just see the trees. Yeah, had a wander around. Probably time to get back in my tent. Probably got now, what is it, about probably about 9 hours, I think, in my tent. That's all right. I might as well get my bed all sorted. Sleeping bag and roll mat. I've got my Z fold mat out already in the silver foil, but I got my big, what I call big red. It's my climate wide, long mat this evening again. Sleeping bag, I've got my Rubens 750 fill. It's not my 4-season bag, it's sort of the late autumn season bag. It was up until a year or two back, my winter bag, but I've got a bigger one for the winter now. But it's only down to about 6 degrees centigrade, so this will be fine. This climate airbed, the insulated static Velux, large size. It's single person, but it's really wide and really long. Just fills pretty well the entire size of the OEX Raccoon 2.1 tent that I'm using. I think it's got an R value of something like, is it 5? I might have got that wrong actually. So it's a good winter airbed, and so large, it takes up the whole size here pretty well. Too big for my Acto, and even might be a bit too big for my Sulu as well actually. But for the OEX Raccoon 2.1, it's perfect. It does take a bit of inflating, so fortunately I've got a little air pump, but it's an old air pump. Dan of Camp Life Bushcraft very, very kindly, a few years ago, gave me the little air pump, but the battery's going on it. It's not great, but it'll do this, I'm sure. I topped it up, topped the battery up, so. Nice airbed blown up, and even got my pillow going here. Flex tail, zero pillow. So I could snuggle down now, couldn't I? I'm going to watch a film a bit later on. I have done all the washing up and sorted out all the rubbish, put that all in a bag. Fairly tidy in here now actually, which is good. Yeah, it's nice. All snuggled down. I watched the film. I think I even dozed while the film was going, but whatever. It's just after midnight now actually, so it's quite late. It's time to say night-night, so I'll catch you in the morning. Night. Oh, good morning. It's just after 8:30. I just checked the time. I've been sleeping really well. I woke up about, I don't know, 6:15, 6:30, 7, with a lot of bird song. Just amazing cacophony of noise. Really rather loud actually, and that woke me up, I think, just as the light was coming up. It's gone a little bit quieter now, but it's time to get up, wrap up and get off. I'm going to make a coffee. I can't be bothered with porridge. I've got a couple of breakfast bars, so I'll have at least one of them, and a coffee, and do some packing up, and I'll talk to you as I do that. It's always interesting that at the toe end, foot end of sleeping bag, sometimes you can get a little bit of condensation build up. Now why just there, just on the end
of the sleeping bag. I don't think I've been touching the end particularly. Perhaps I have. It's not wet. There's just a little bit of dampness. Don't know. Well, anyway, it'll get a good airing when it gets home. I've got to answer that question really, haven't I? Why bother? Why do it? Why am I out today, last night? Well, there isn't really a definitive answer, is there? I guess it comes down to kind of two things. One, it's January and I've been doing these solo woodland camps since last September. So this is the 5th one. And over the last couple of camps I've done, I've said, oh, if I keep it going, that'll be a routine. Am I bothered about doing a routine? Can I miss one? Yeah, I'm not that bothered, really. Although I have been curious just to see what this little patch of woodland is like as the seasons change. And I'll be able to make that comparison, really. And if I don't kind of stick with the monthly things, then I can't make that true comparison. It's been an interesting month. This is the end of January now. So like I said earlier on last night, it's been an interesting month at home for good reasons, really good reasons. But I haven't been out very much. In fact, I've only been out for one sort of wander and trek with Headley. We did one camp much earlier in January. Apart from that, I've hardly been out the house. I've done a couple of days working out and back, but that's pretty well it. Haven't been in the garden very much. No garden railway time at all. The weather's been foul most of the time. Really, really wet, windy. Not so much cold actually, but just not been nice to go out. So it's been getting to a point where I just feel like getting out. Not for the old sort of mental health thing, although, you know, that's in there as well, I suppose. It's just nice getting out. So that's it. It's been a bit of a routine, which I didn't want to kind of lose. And I just haven't been out very much recently. I've got a couple of planned trips in February, which I'm really looking forward to. And then there's more in the calendar for February, March into April, one or two. Got one lined up with my mate Neil. We didn't do one last year at all, so really looking forward to that. That's all booked. YHA's paid for, pubs booked for meals. Really looking forward to things coming up. February, March and April look as if they're going to be busy, and hopefully if you're interested in the garden railway stuff, I'm hoping to be able to find some time to get out to follow on with the plans that I've put forward so far. Well, there we are. I do need to wrap up all this stuff. It's 8:45 now, so really ought to get on with it. Really peaceful. I don't think it rained in the night at all. Don't remember it. There were maybe a few pitter patters, but nothing much. Tent's fairly dry. The ground is absolutely sodden though. I've moved my previous pitch points. Well, I've used slightly different locations just in this sort of clearing here. The previous 2 times I was just over there, but the ground is just a little bit lower there, and it's absolutely sodden. You can see sort of standing water in a few places. So arriving last night, I was thinking, oh no, it's really gooey. I've got a bathtub tent, fortunately, so it would have been okay. The water wouldn't have come up, but the whole ground was boggy and you could just feel it all squelchy. But coming to this slightly higher location here, the ground is slightly better drained, so actually this point here was dry. Well, ground was wet, but not actually boggy. So I think this will be my new place for a couple of times at least. But my tent and gear won't pack themselves up, so time to get shifty on, I think. Well, there we are once again, all packed up, loaded up and on my back. Bit lighter, less water, no beer, food in my belly. Yes, good location here. Just a little bit further away from the slightly lower ground there. Well drained. I'll have to remember this for the next time. Although, probably as the springtime comes through into the summer, won't be a problem. It hasn't been a problem so far. It's just been so wet the last month or so. Okay, so time to escape. I'll catch you in a bit on the way out.
Well, hey, there has been a lot of rain recently, hasn't there? As we well know, but look at this ford. Wow. It's usually got a foot or so of water in, 300-400 millimeters. But that could be most of a metre deep. You need a boat, not a car. And the little sign says, try your brakes. Well, almost at the end of the trail for this morning. That's been good, I've enjoyed that. Yep, and it stayed dry. The ground is sodden, but it stayed dry. But that's a good thing. Well, there we are. Did I answer that question? Why bother? What's the point? I don't know. I gave it my best shot. I wonder if there are any other kind of better qualifying reasons. I'll have a think about it a bit more. Do you have any answers to why you get out? Or do you just answer that question and say, yeah, no point? Maybe you just say, yeah, what is the point? I'm not going to do it. Don't know. Yeah, I like getting out. All part of the fun. But we are almost at the end of the trail here, so I will bid you farewell. Thank you again for watching, and bye for now.